Iowa's in the national news. Reading from The Guardian here. A report tied Iowa's water pollution to agriculture. Then the money to promote it mysteriously disappeared. This isn't good. Roughly $400,000 in a $1 million budget for public awareness were zeroed out. A lot of this is catching the public up to speed on Iowa's water problems. Talks about when a team of scientists embarked 2 years ago on a $1 million landmark study of Iowa's persistent water quality problems. They knew that the findings would be important to share. High cancer rates amid the state's inability to stem the tide of pollutants flowing into rivers and lakes has been a growing concern. But now, after the completed study pointed to agricultural pollution as a significant source of the key U.S. farm states' water problems, public officials have quietly stripped funding from plans to promote the study findings, according to sources involved in the project. The report's been highly controversial because a large amount of evidence it cites linking water pollution and resulting human and environmental health risks is tied to the state's economically and politically powerful farm industry. Funding from the water report and related public outreach came from Polk County, Iowa's most populous county and home to the state capital of Des Moines. But county leadership has changed since the report was commissioned. Former Polk County Administrator John Norris said the intent was that the conclusion of the report was to make sure that it was seen widely in a public education effort. He led support for the water report in 2023, but he agreed to leave office earlier this year as part of a legal settlement with the county and said he hoped the county would use some of the money in some way for water quality work. Frank Marasco, who replaced Norris, did not respond to a request for comment. Neither did Polk County spokesperson John Cahill. For those who don't know, the water report, authored by a team of 16 scientists, focuses on pollution patterns in two essential rivers fed from a watershed running from southern Minnesota through the central part of Iowa to Des Moines. The rivers are a primary source of drinking water for roughly 600,000 people and considered important recreational state assets, but they're commonly full with harmful contaminants that include phosphorus and nitrogen, bacteria from animal and human waste, pesticides, and other chemicals. This led to a lawn watering ban over the summer. The report calls for the top U.S. corn growing state to diversify into production of crops that require fewer chemical inputs and for limits on the density of livestock. We have so many animals in this state, and we have so much manure that comes from them. And for the last few years, Iowa has had the second highest cancer rate in the nation as one of only 2 U.S. states where cancer is increasing. Pesticides and nitrates, which we have a lot of in the state, are both scientifically shown to cause cancers. And it gets worse with the Fed because now the Trump administration, Republican allies in Congress are moving to dismantle regulations aimed at protecting water quality, including those that work to limit discharges of pesticides and other farm-related chemicals into waterways. One chief concern is the Permit Act, which is actually a package of more than a dozen bills that would streamline permitting requirements. The legislation would cut protections for many waterways, limit requirements for updated pollution control measures, and exempt pesticide spraying and agricultural runoff from permitting and accountability. Read more about this over at Iowa Starting Line. We deserve clean water. Thanks for watching.